So my son Zach was diagnosed at 13 years of age with type 1 diabetes, and type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease that can be managed, but it can't be controlled. Blood sugars fluctuate, they can go to dangerous levels very quickly.
My son was diagnosed with this disease. We were desperate as parents to find anything that would help.
Living with type 1 diabetes is a very fearful disease. Things can change on a split second kind of thing, dropping to dangerously low levels. So the way that we began was we saw a documentary on National Geographic of a German Shepherd that was able to alert a type 1 diabetic's parents to a young boy's blood sugar fluctuation. And we've always been dog people, and we're like, man, this is something we got to definitely check out. So we started our search for a dog that would be able to help our son in his blood sugar fluctuations. So we've decided to get a puppy, and under some tutelage of some other trainers, Zach was able to train his own puppy to be able to detect his own blood sugar fluctuations and go retrieve his juice, his test kit, obedience trials he competed in, and done really well. His dog was able to turn his life around. She blew life back into him.
Then after Annie started to do the job that she was trained to do, everybody got to see it but me. You know, his friends got to see Annie do an alert, Aunt Donna got to see it. I never got to see it. I believed it, I just didn't get to see it until one day. That day changed my life. It was amazing to watch an animal respond to body chemistry and save my child's life, potentially. If we weren't there, Annie could notify him prior to a low, and he could help take care of himself. That gave Zach a huge lift of confidence to know that electronics were good, but the dogs were phenomenal. It made an incredible difference in his life, where he was sheltered in his room for months on end. Annie came into his life and gave him something else to think about other than diabetes.
So that feeling that I got with Annie is the main reason why I even started to continue to do this for other people. I wanted to be able to have other people that were type 1 diabetics be able to kind of have the same feeling and same thing that I got whenever I got my own service dog. So the entire goal of Miracle Paws was to be able to get everybody to have their own Annie. The entire thing kind of began from inside my house. It began inside the kitchen, just working with Annie in the beginning, trying to teach her, trying my own ways, learning my own techniques and how to do everything. And then we expanded into the business beginning, where we started inside my garage. It began just doing scent work inside the house and inside the garage area. And then we moved out into a little red building that we have that was able to kind of give me a place to work actually without any interruptions or anything. So we expanded from going from a little building to this big warehouse that we have now.
So we're 50 teams in now. We started out in our house. It was kind of interesting because you could see the seasons go by in the windows as Zach was going through his training process with Anne, which he calls his little guinea pig basically at this point. Then we went to Maggie, which is a Labradoodle, and was able to train her in about a year and a half, and she was placed.
The only obstacles or barriers that are in the way for us currently is trying to get fundraising for different age groups. It's a little bit easier to be able to fundraise for a younger kid than it would be to fundraise for a senior or somebody that's just came back from doing Army work or overseas work and coming back and trying to get fundraising for them is just much more difficult than it would be for a kid. So we'd like to be able to expand the company to be able to get around to doing more different types of service dogs. We'd like to be able to get into helping veterans and doing PTSD work and mobility work for those that just need it but can't really have the funding for it. So we're trying to find more sponsors.